Hi, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. We're just going to do a quick overview of Gemini season. Does not include the longer readings. I'm sorry. As you know, I have a cold and my voice has been affected. So I'm trying to get through this because it was really on my heart that we go through some of these dates. I do think that on Tuesday I will be able to start the short readings again. And sometime during there, I would like to be able to get the longer readings for Gemini season 2. But you know that I pray, meditate, and infused all my decks with Reiki energy. I am going to go through some list of dates. It was very important. Some of the dates have been waking me up in the middle of the night, and so they call those the 3 o'clock or the 3 a.m. wake-up calls. So, but we're going to also, as I go through my dates, I am going to use my Waite Rider traditional tarot, and I'll just pull one card from my Emily Anderson crystal deck. Now, I've prayed, meditated, and infused all the decks with Reiki energy, but remember, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest. I want to thank you all so much for your kind wishes, your words of encouragement. I'm sorry that I haven't been on to reply. It's been pretty much, taking whatever I needed to take. I am very much into holistic stuff, so my vitamin C, D, my zinc, my quercetin, whatever. But I do go with traditional medicine also. So I have been on my antihistamines, things like that. Today I'm not taking anything other than my vitamins because I wanted to have a clearer head. So let's go on and see. Oh, I want to do a shout out to Rise Up Nutrition in Middle Tennessee. Katrina and her gang, they found out I wasn't feeling well and they said, get in here and look for, I'm going to give you some defense. I'm sorry, I can't remember, but she does the shakes, and this was defense shake. This was a defense one, Hawaiian punch, and I will tell you, for 4 hours I had remarkable energy. So that was Katrina and her gang, and Middle Tennessee, Rise Up Nutrition. Okay. But I also want to tell you, so this is the first, well, I think it's the second day I've tried to put makeup on, and I did not put makeup on when I went to pick up that wonderful drink. But I will tell you, met a nice follower, subscriber, Elena, so shout out to Elena, and I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I don't scare you. And she was very kind, very sweet, and she's got a really good stuff happening. Taurus, she's a Taurus. Good stuff is about to come for her. Anyway, what we're going to do is I am going to go through, my list of what I did. Like I said, there's some important stuff here that I think is important. So now, on May 20th, we know Gemini season began, 3:17 p.m. All of these will be Eastern Standard Time. Gemini is an air sign. It's intellect, weather, communication, plans, strategic type of thinking. It's very much watching what's going on and then making the right moves. So there's a lot of Gemini influence this Gemini season. Now, on the 20th, Venus is in Gemini and it trined with Saturn, which is with Aquarius. Now remember, Saturn and Aquarius. I've said this and I'll say this again. No, I'm sorry, that's Taurus and Uranus. Saturn and Aquarius is reality versus illusion. Okay, and it's kind of like, which one are you staying with? Which one are you stuck with? Okay, now, but Venus is there, so it's kind of moving you forward a little bit. It's making you think a little bit more. Now, we go to the 21st, which then Gemini was squared with Jupiter and Pisces. Jupiter and Pisces are very good formation, very good relationship. Jupiter likes to exaggerate, but Jupiter also likes to be very extravagant also. And Pisces is very kind and very, the good parts of Pisces can be very kind and very loving. So together we've got that air energy, plus we've got that water energy, plus we've got that really positive, big energy of Jupiter. Now this is where I start to wake up in the middle of the night. Now, May 23rd, which is the day I'm doing this, Saturn goes retrograde. Now, and it's still in Aquarius, and that was at 5:19 a.m. So this is when I had my 3 a.m. wake-up call. And remember, this is about, Saturn and Aquarius as illusion versus reality. And so my 3 a.m. wake up call was things are about to get real. That's the message. That's what I had. Okay. Now, a little bit about Saturn. Saturn is like the king of karma. So there's some karma coming to call. So this is why I'm always telling you, put out the positive energy. Keep your thoughts, your words positive. I'm not telling you to be unrealistic, but to say, but to have hope and to have love and to just keep emitting that, putting that out into the universe. Now, this is also 5/23/2021. I didn't realize this, but you think about it, the 5, okay, 5, 23, 2 plus 3 equals 5, and then 2021 equals 5 also. So we have that 5/5 change energy again too. And some people, some websites are even calling that a gateway activation. Now, this is what's really important to me. Well, not that the others isn't. So we've got this thing going on with Saturn. There is this karma thing going on. And like I said, 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe it was 3:30, but it was things about to get real, whatever that means. Now, I do feel like that's us kind of, going back to baseball metaphors. It's like us stepping up to the plate, us, basically doing what needs to be done. Okay. Now, but again, in love, in positive energy, putting things forward. Now, on the 26th of May, we have a full moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is fire energy. That is at 7:13 a.m. Now, Sagittarius is about adventure, is also wanting more from life. So this is very positive for us. That's very, it's activating us. It's saying, yes, we want more and we are willing to go after more. And again, we want that positive, we want that hope, we want that love. Okay. But it's also the start of eclipse season for 2021. I think there's about 4 eclipses here. So, there's going to be some lunar eclipses and there's going to be some solar eclipses. Not always total. Some will be partial. But with this moon, this is the second super moon. The first one was in April. It's also going to be a blood moon. It's also going to be squared with Jupiter, so everything is going to be bigger, more emotional. Like I said, it could be very extravagant. It could be very exaggerated also. So it's going to be bigger. So it could be bigger in that positive. It could also be bigger in that negative. Now, where you will see this is more so in Australia, parts of the western U.S., western South America, or in Southeast Asia. And so you will see a full moon totally eclipsed, and it will turn a shade of red for about 14 minutes. Just wanted to throw that out to you. Now, I was, because again, been sick, kind of flipping through YouTube, flipping through Rumble, flipping through, some of the social media places, and I'm not quite sure where I picked this up from, but it really clicked with me. From the 26th, which is the full moon, it's a lunar eclipse, to the 10th of June, which will have a partial solar eclipse, okay? And the 10th of June is also the new moon in Gemini. Somebody was talking about that there was going to be, and I heard this a little bit more, so and I'm so sorry I can't identify the source, but there was going to be, because we have some things going on with the Palladians and, star clusters, things like that, that there was going to be some type of a spiritual ascension, especially during that time. Okay, so to me, that was something that was like, okay, let's put that in the back of my mind so I can think about that a little bit more. Now, I have not been able to find that on the internet, but I want to throw that out to you. I think it's important. Now, the 29th of May, and we will come to the 10th of June again, but the 29th of May, Mercury goes retrograde in Gemini at 6:34 p.m., and it's in retrograde until June 22nd, okay, 3:04 p.m. Eastern Time. So that enters a little bit into Cancer. Now remember, there's always the shadow before, 14 days before, and the shadow after, 14 days after. Mercury is about communication. So there's a lot of things that Gemini and Mercury share. So there is some communications. This is where I tell you not to buy any electronics, because things can get messed up, okay? But I also feel when Mercury goes retrograde that there is a lot of karmic energy going on. So now we have that Saturn going retrograde, and, karmic energy. Expect some major changes with this. We have also that 555. We've had a couple of 555 change gateways through May. So we've had some of that. I've got that, karma coming to call. We have this Mercury retrograde. Then, so there's a lot of karmic energy going on. Again, put out the positive, put out the love, put out the kindness. This is a time that we will be stretched, that we may want to snap our rubber band a little bit. We may want to just say, nope, not going to go there, but we have to, because that's why we are all together here, is to promote that upbeat, that positive type of energy. Okay, and then with all that Gemini, eyes are opening. So, like I said, reality versus illusion. It seems like, when with Saturn, I get this impression with Saturn going retrograde, almost like it's like this big dumpster, and it's like going in and cleaning out the dumpster. It's cleaning out the dumpster. The things we didn't want to acknowledge, the things we didn't want to see, the things we didn't want to do. It's like it's in our faces now, okay? It's like we have to deal with this, okay? Now, and that's okay, because it's one of those things, we deal with it now, we don't have to deal with it later, which is good. Okay, so then we have May 21st. Okay, Mars is in Cancer, and, there's Neptune and Pisces type of energy there. And so this is real good. Also, this has some comfort, but this also brings some emotion to us too. Now we have on the 2nd, so there's some things going on, the 2nd, 3rd, and the 5th. Okay, we have the 2nd, we have Venus entering Cancer. Okay, so again, there's some positive energy there, but again, emotional energy too. We have Gemini trining on the 3rd, trining Saturn. So again, this could do some things with our communication. Remember, Mercury is in retrograde in Gemini. Gemini, is trining now with Saturn. A lot of this karmic energy. So the 3rd could have some really big revelations. There could be some things brought to us. And I'm talking more it could be very much in the world, or it could be in our own worlds, okay? So let's go on here. Then this is Cancer opposes Pluto retrograde that's retrograde in Capricorn. Now Pluto and Capricorn have a kind of like a it's kind of like a death rebirth type of energy. Death rebirth, death rebirth, death rebirth. Now Cancer again has that home energy. The Cancer is also the moon baby, the moon child, so there's a lot of moon energy going on right now. So anytime I'm talking about Cancer, think of that we are between that full moon to that new moon. Okay, so there's a lot of this moon energy that's just basically affecting all of us. Okay, now, but that Pluto retrograde and Capricorn, like I said, there is a death, rebirth, rebirth, death, birth, death type of energy. So that's strong. That's strong types. Things have to be torn down in order for them to be built up again. On the 10th, we have that new moon. Okay, it is in Gemini. Now, it will be at 6:52 a.m. Eastern Time. We also have the solar eclipse at 6:52 a.m. Okay, and so this is the Gemini. So there could be some, and again, we have that Mercury retrograde. All of this is communication. Now, does that mean that is there going to be some sort of an outage? Is there going to be some, some static electricity going on? It could be. It could be. I don't know. I just want to let you know that these things are kind of like popping in my head a little bit. Now, we also have Mars on June 11th entering Leo. And Leo, Mars is the god of war, Aries energy. Leo is basically, fire sign. Leos don't take guff from anyone. They're pretty, they can be pretty tolerant until they just say enough is enough. Okay, so we have a lot of things. And then on the 15th in June, we have that Saturn in Aquarius, retrograde in Aquarius, and it squares with Uranus, okay? And Uranus is expect the unexpected. So there could be some major changes. That's just really strong, unusual type of energy. And I'm going to say, take what you will with this. Our jobs here, what we're supposed to be doing, remember that 26th through the 10th, there is like I said, I don't know where I heard this from, but about the spiritual ascension, we need to make sure that we stay above it, above the darker energies, and we stay with those lighter energies. So then we go to the 20th when the sun enters, or, the Cancer season begins, also with the summer solstice. So, and that's at 11:32 p.m. And then we have some other things going on right around that time too. But they're actually, I do feel like it's kind of a culmination from that 26th to the 10th, then the 10th to the 15th, that 15th with Uranus and all of that. I think that we have some sort of a cosmic culmination coming with this. So I just wanted to let you know that. And I just wanted to, just kind of put that out there. Now, I did say I was going to pull some cards, and I noticed that I just did not do it. So let's go on, and if I start coughing, I apologize. I'm trying really hard not to. So let's go with Gemini. Just what is the overall for Gemini going to be? Gemini season. Here we go. And I want to remind you of a couple, negative cards are not necessarily negative. It's like things have to happen the way they have to happen. So let's see, just overview for Gemini. Here we go. Okay, so we have a 7. This one's reversed. Reversed has a stronger meaning. 7s have a divine umbrella to me. 7s is a perfect number. There's a lot of this is about preparation. This is about seeds well planted. This is about getting things in order, okay? So to me, this could be a very strong, make sure that, you've got the things you need, well-grounded type of energy, seeds well planted, real strong preparation. There's a lot of protection also with this 7 and with this. This is the 7 of Pentacles. Pentacles is our Taurus, our Virgo, our Capricorn energy. So it's very solid, home, work, but it's like things are coming together. Just wait this out, wait it out. Okay, here we go. Next card. The Empress. Okay, the Empress is a 3. Now I heard this. This was quite nice. Now 3s have, very strong metaphysical energy to it. There's the power of 3. There's also the Trinity, and so I heard that this is like higher power's favorite number, and I think that's why the Empress to me is always about the universe. Okay, the universe providing, and many of you that have followed me know that when I talk about Mercury retrograde, and we're in the shadow right now, Mercury retrograde, that this is the universe providing. So there's a lot of karmic energy with this, and so that totally makes sense, especially since Gemini does go into Mercury retrograde. Now our last card here, the Lovers. So here we have a 6. Now 6 is the number of man, so it's what we can make out of this. The Lovers is about relationships in this card. So so there is some, there could be some stressors put on some relationships during Gemini because we've got a bunch of stuff happening. It could be also pulling together with our relationships. It could be working together, so through our Gemini season. Okay, so in itself, for us, this actually sounds very positive. This actually sounds like there's a lot of universal and divine type of protection over us. Again, remember, put out the positive thoughts, positive words, put out the love, the kindness, things, even when you don't feel it, Okay, now let's go on and see let's go to the full moon. We'll put these out here. Now, let's go to the full moon now. What's going to happen the full moon, because like I said, let's go to Saturn. Saturn goes retrograde today. Let's see what we have, things about to get real, karma coming to call. And then we have that 555 change gate activation. So what's happening with this today here? Okay, and actually, remember, it's not just that it's for today. It's going, this is happening. This is not just today. It's starting today. And it probably, again, there's always a shadow that takes about 14 days as things prepare to transition over. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Temperance. Okay, so here we have a 14. So we have that 1 and, that 110, new beginning, transition, 4, stability. Temperance is also about, just make sure we keep our balance, that we don't go one way or the other, that we, that there's a very much Libra type of energy with this, and it's about keeping a balance during this time. Okay, now our next one is the Knight of Swords. Okay, now swords in itself is Gemini energy, it's Libra, and it is Aquarius energy. It's the thought processes, it's communication. Now there can also be, I am kind of getting some weather vibes with this too. I know I talked about weather. So there could be this sense. Now the Knight's underlying energy is fire. Okay, so we have that with the intellectual energy. There could be this sense, this push to rush right in to make things better. Temperance is kind of telling us to balance our emotions and our intellect, balance, just kind of like our mind, our heart, our spirit, keep a balance with this. Our nature may be to rush right in and make everything better. The thing is, you can't always do that. Now, my thought is this: if there's something that and people are, people want to come, basically know that's not correct. Couple of things. One is, tell them once. That's all you really need to do. And then once you tell them once, you know what? The information's been passed on. You don't have to harp on them anymore. Okay? And it reminds me of the joke, and I know I've told this before, about the wise man and the businessman. Businessman comes to the wise man and says, what's the secret of happiness? What's the secret of life's happiness? And the wise man says, never argue with fools. The businessman says, I don't agree. Wise man says, you are right. Okay? So basically, we may be having the spirit to rush right in, deliver the truth, deliver what we know. The thing is, we're told by Temperance to kind of balance. And like I said, once we say it one time, we don't have to mess up our relationships by trying to be right. Okay? Time will prove that out. You can just say it one time, and if they say, I don't agree, okay, the relationship is what matters. And I'm not saying that you go back and not deal with the I'm not saying that that you basically change yourself for the relationship. That's not, you have to be who you are. But the thing is, I'm going to accept you where you're at, but I ask that you accept me where I'm at too. Then the next card is 9. Nines have a completion to it. There's a lot, this is swords again. Again, it's that, Gemini energy. So there can be a lot of worry. There can be a lot of stressors, things keeping us up at night. The thing is, remember, there's only so much you can do. We can only handle what is in our world. And even then, we're not necessarily handling it. Give it to higher power. Give it to the guardian angels. Give it to your spirit guide, your voice, the universe, your divine. Give it to the one source. Okay? And then let that go. Remember, we have the universe covering us, or we have the Empress covering us through this Gemini season. We have this divine energy covering us. Okay, so now let's go on, and we're going to see we're not going to go quite to the, we're going to go on to, let's go to the Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde on the 29th, and it will be there. Oh, how long is it there? Oh, I said until the 22nd, I think, of June. So I think I have a card that flipped. Okay. There we go. Let's go on. So that is the 7 of Wands, or 7 of Rods, 7 of Fire. Okay, that is Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries energy. Remember, the full moon will be in Sagittarius. This is kind of like standing your ground a little bit. It's not like the determination of the 9 of Wands, but this is standing your ground. This does mean, people will people will try to argue with you. And again, go back to what I was talking about. You can tell them one time, back off, secret of happiness. What is the secret of happiness? Okay? Don't argue with fools. Anyway, so we have that 7, again, the divine energy. Now, we have, okay, so Mercury, this is a 5, 5 of Pentacles. Pentacles, again, did we have Pentacles up here? Yes, we had Pentacles up here. Yes, that was Pentacles. This is kind of a worrisome thing, so there could be some money issues going on at this time. There could be some changes in money going on at this time. Again, remember our overview. Our overview has 2 strong major arcana cards here. We have this other, so again, the worry, the stressors, things will take care of themselves. Don't let this keep you up at night. Okay, let's go to the next card. Okay, so now we have the 3 of Swords. Again, we've got a lot of this sword energy here. This is letting go. This is letting go. You cannot change what you cannot change. Okay, you can only go forward. This is about letting go and moving. Again, things, this is, I told you, things are, this is where we're going to have to step up to the plate. And when we step up to the plate, this is where we look to see what is our illusions. Where were our illusions at? What were we thinking was real, which was not real? So there's a lot of energy here. Again, go back to Gemini, the overview. There's a lot of positive energy happening here too. Okay? It's just kind of like you got to clean out that garage in order to get things moving again. Now, anyway, let's go to the 26th, to that new moon. Okay, that new moon in June. The new moon in June, like I said, lots of stuff going on for that time. I've gone through that. We've got Mercury going retrograde. We've got, that Cancer opposing Pluto. But then that new moon kind of, but I want to know about that time. So let's go on one more time here. And I'm starting to sniffle. I'm sorry. I hate that when I have to sniffle. Oh, that goes there. Let's see. First card, the Emperor. Okay, so we do have a 4 here. So the 4, the Emperor, a 4 has stability. It also has, it has organizational skills, but the Emperor is also, remember, the Empress has that universal energy, but the Emperor is also that divine energy too. Okay, so we actually have the masculine to the feminine. So things are balancing out. Things are being where they need to be. This is, the feminine to the masculine to the feminine. We all have a little bit of both of these energies to our, in ourselves. But there is a lot of stabilization coming during this time. Okay, next card. So now we have the 2 of Swords. There is so much sword energy here, air energy during this time. 2s have some decision making. 2s have some choices. What are we going to do? So there, between this time, there could be some choices. If this is a time of ascension, and believe me, if this is a time of ascension, there will be other times of ascension, okay? But there can also be some stretching. There can also be, change isn't comfortable. Change isn't something that we always want in our lives. Sometimes we'd rather stay miserable than go into that unknown. Now the thing about her is, she has to make some choices, but she's peaking. She is aware of what her choices are. So there will be an awareness with this. And then we have the moon, and I'm not sure, is that the new moon, or is that the waning moon, or is that the, so anyway, so there could be some major choices coming, if it's facing one way or the other. There could be some major choices coming to us as we get closer to that new moon. And then we have our next card. So now we have a 6. 6 of rods, 6 of wands. This is a triumphant time. This is a time where things will work themselves through. We will have some anxiety. We will have some stressors. This is part of our lives. But there is, again, there's the feminine to the masculine to the feminine. I know that the moon in itself has a very feminine energy to it, but during this time, there's going to be this, again, this stand up, stand up to the plate type of thing. What else do karma, things about to get real, but there will be a divine, the source type of energy to help us through this time. So we might even see the source working in very mysterious ways during this time also, because it does show that there is a positive resolution out of this. Now, let's go on. Now that 15th of June, is what really is kind of like this, it's like, okay, 15th of June, it squares Uranus, and Uranus is, again, expect the unexpected. So all of this stuff, so there could be some major outings, major discoveries, major revelations happening, especially from, maybe it's from that new moon to that 15th, but, there could be some major revelations happening. Let's see what we have for that one. Let's go on, and I'm sorry, I'm starting to sniff. Here we go. Next card, first card. Okay, so this is a 10, transition. This is the Wheel of Fortune. Things have to move on. They cannot stay where they're at. They have to move on. This is, again, it may not be easy, but we do have a lot of divine energy around us, a divine covering, the source. Okay, moving on. Okay, so we have actually, what do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana cards. Our next one, a 2, some decisions again. There's decisions. This is the 2 of Rods, but this is actually decisions that will affect your world. And it could actually be very positive decisions coming for you. Okay? Positive choices happening. And our last card here, and again, so that's our 5th, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here we have, this is 17. So we have that 10 and that 7, and here we have the star. Now we do have a little bit of balance here, but it's interesting where this balance, with this temperance, is taking the cups and moving them back, the water back and forth a little bit. This is taking the cup, and it is also feeding our spiritual, and it's feeding also, or I shouldn't say feeding, it's providing for the spiritual. Water has a lot of spirituality to it, but it's also providing for our physical energy too, okay? Because it's doing both the water and the grass. The star has this, very positive energy. Its wishes come true. So I would say that around that 15th, things will be happening probably bigger than what we've even expected, okay? So now let's go one more time, and we're just going to go to June 20th. From the 15th to the 20th, when we go into Cancer energy. So here we go. Oh, wrong card, but we will take this anyway. Here we go. What crystal will be helpful for us during this time? Clear quartz. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Anyway, we'll come back to that. Clear quartz is about psychic abilities, enhanced intuition, mental clarity, and magnified energy. I do have clear quartz also. But let's go on in here and see. Towards the end of, okay, one card. Page of Wands. There we go. Page of Wands. Again, page is underlying energy is earth. Oh, okay, and these cards just popped out. Underlying energy is earth. Wands is fire. This has to do with your job, your career, your work. Things look very positive with this. Things look actually very exciting. There could be very new opportunities coming in, right around that, that the 15th through the 20th, or into Cancer season. New opportunities, there's just a sense of renewal I'm feeling with the Page of Wands. So here, we got a bunch of cards that fell out. We'll go here, one card. Again, we have 2. There's going to be a balance in our money. This is the 2 of Pentacles. There, to me, this is a balance. Again, there's some decisions to be about our money, but the way he is juggling, the way he is working with this money, I feel like the balance comes. Here we go. Next card. King of Cups. Now, King's underlying energy is swords. So we've talked about swords. Cups energy is water energy. It's fluid, emotional. The King of Cups to me has gone through all the emotional ringers that we can go through and has come out emotionally stable, emotionally healthy. Okay? Let's go. So knows things, felt things, has optimism for things also. Our next card, the Page of Cups, again going along with that Page of Wands, kind of like there's optimism, especially in our work field, in how we create our money. There's possibly a little bit of naivety, naivety. Okay, I'm trying to say it. Yeah. Anyway, so there is a little bit of that, but that's wonderful. That's hope. There is possibilities. There's optimism here too. And our last card here, the Ace of Pentacles. Aces are ones, new beginnings, new starts. Pentacles again with money. So there is something that could be happening with our money towards the end of Gemini season going into Cancer season. Okay? And again, the card, the crystal to carry through Gemini season, clear quartz. It does enhance our psychic abilities, and remember, the moon always does have an enhancement on that, especially the full moon. Remember, new moon to full moon, request, full moon to new moon, release. Full moon is the culmination of a lot of the new moon energy, so that is when we release, relinquish, and request. Release what we don't need anymore, release what's holding us back, relinquish what we don't need anymore, and request because it's good to do so. So mental clarity, and I do think we're going to need a lot of mental clarity through this because there's going to be some emotional pulls for us, and magnified energy, which I think I probably will need now. Okay? Okay. So I really felt that this was something that was very important to get through and to get out. I am so sorry again that I have not been there to do the smaller readings and to do the longer readings, but I was going to try to do that here and add this onto it, but I can feel my voice is already going. I do look over the comments, so thank you so much. Thank you. It's just, I think it's time for nap time again. So, to all of you, I just want to let you know that you are loved. Stay shining and be blessed. Bye-bye.